Evening, pinball friends. Welcome back to the Flipstream Arcade. My name is Brian, aka Flipstream, and we are indeed back. I know it's been a bit since we've had a stream, and I apologize. It's been some real life craziness kind of getting in the way, and yeah, I won't get into details because, again, no bummers in chat, and that goes for me too. Let's keep it positive around here. But good news is, we are in fact back. We are streaming pinball. Very happy to be here tonight. Looking forward to getting some flips in. Before I forget, turn two notches. Okay. I have to go on NVIDIA Broadcaster and turn down the noise canceling so it doesn't completely kill the sound of flippers. It just kind of deadens it a bit. So that way all of you can hear the lovely table sounds and me and any other alerts and stuff that it's going on. Also, the lights seem a little bright and they seem a little off. Like this one's brighter than this one. That one's at that one's at 25%. That one's also at 25%. That seems odd. Yeah, no. Okay. It's because I'm looking at a mirror. This one seems brighter. So we went left bulb, which is my left. Turn this one. So weird. All right. That's good enough for now. Good enough for now. All right. What are we doing? What are we doing? Oh, aiming juice tonight. Aiming juice. So tonight's aiming juice, clean up top of the can because I'm weird that way, is focus camera. Focus. Smuggler's Belgian Ales curtain closer. This is an 11.6%. So this is not this is kind of a one and done kind of beer. But it's absolutely fantastic. It is a Belgian style quad aged on raspberry and basically cacao or chocolate. Game goes into party indeed. So cheers, everybody. Drink responsible for those that are also possibly drinking. It's a really full can. Oh man, that is so good. If you ever make it out to Central Oregon or Oregon in general, yeah, again, curtain closer. It's a limited release. It's usually around Valentine's Day. It's so worth it. It's absolutely amazing. All right. You know what? I better drink a little bit more of that because if I okay, we're doing the breathing thing. We're gonna have to fix that later. If I do some nudging aggressively, I don't want this to spill. My brother bought me one of those a few years back for his wedding. Wait, one of these, like an actual curtain closer, like monkless curtain closer. Nice, nice. Well, hey, I'm glad he lives out there. Oh, okay. Yeah, he must not be far from me then. Hmm. I can't say that too well because I mean they're Monkless is expanding and I mean their home base is here in town, but the brewery I should say and restaurant. So anyway, tonight we bring you Hot Wheels. We are back on Hot Wheels because it's been a little while. 11.6 is aggressive. Yes, yes, it is. It is very aggressive, very much a one and done. Um, it will definitely knock you on your keister. I'm playing another Hot Wheels right now, PC game. Oh, you're doing the new one, the racer game, which is cool. Unleashed. Yes, thank you. I could not remember the name of it, but yes, I know what you're talking about. I own it. I've got such a huge backlog of games. I haven't made it back to it, but eventually I want to play a little bit more. I've got kind of part of the way through the map. It is pretty fun. I hear, or I should say, I've read that. You know what am I doing back here? We're chatting. Let's stick in chat. Uh, I've read that the online stuff tends to be kind of a one car situation. They've got like kind of like one car that everybody goes for because it's like min max to be the best kind of thing. I don't know how true that is. I haven't made it all that far, and honestly, I'm not that great at racing games. Yeah, overpowered car. Yeah, that's kind of a bummer. Maybe they'll nerf it or release other like parallel cars that kind of outperform a little bit, kind of rock paper scissors type deal. It's kind of hard to do that in a racing game with no weapons, though. Uh, hmm, hmm. I enjoy split screen with my son. Well, that's cool. That is that's something I do with my kiddo with like Mario Kart and that sort of thing. Is doing some of the split screen stuff. I've recently got her into doing the Mario Kart battles because she was always doing the racing stuff. Like, no, let's go try this because come here, we'll be on the same team and we'll go do battles. And she's like, these are really fun. I'm like, yeah, I know, because I like doing the old Super NES one where it's just the square basically with all the holes and everything. And she's like, I don't get it. This one's boring. And I'm like, well, time it, because we've got the NES or the Super Nintendo emulator thing for the Switch. So I brought that up, and we went and played the original, and I showed her the original battle map, and she was like, "Oh, is that why I like it so much?" Yeah, this kind of like started the whole thing, and she's like, "Oh, I get it now," because she saw like the Mario circuit and the old NES battle map and. So it was fun. It was fun kind of showing her some stuff and hearing the music and why, because it started playing the music and I was kind of chuckling to myself. I was like, oh, I don't get it. What's so funny about it? I'm like, they did the music. And she's like, what are you talking about? I'm like, yeah. So again, showed her. Yeah. So it's fun kind of having those moments of being able to show her some of the old stuff and being readapted like the Mario circuit course from the Super Nintendo, that kind of thing. Which is crazy. It's like muscle memory kicked in, and I'm just like super gliding around all the turns and everything, even at 50cc. It was fun. It was fun. So anyway, let's say actually, Game why don't you stream tonight? Aren't you? I mean, I'm glad you're here. Don't I'm not kicking you out or anything, but don't you normally stream Thursday nights? Are you taking the night off? Which again, totally cool. Sometimes. Oh, okay. All right. Just casual stream when I do. And there's no. All my streams are casual. It's like I'm not pro level. Yeah, don't let all the graphics fool you. I totally have no idea what I'm doing. I will later doing a tournament on Big Shot EM. Ooh. Big Shot EM.
Diabolical destruction grips Hot Wheels City in terror. Who is responsible?
Seems a
I'll
little
tell
loud.
you who's
A little
responsible.
loud?
Me. Why?
Cool
Because
game, it's
I'm
fun. Yes.
evil.
Well, that's the subpar police work I'm known for.
Don't worry, Sheriff. We're here to help.
Better. I'll like blow out everybody's eardrums that are on headphones. I hate when Twitch streamers do that. Alright, so first game up tonight. I had a brief like one ball game before the stream started. Which went okay for, one ball that I just manually drained out of. Better than that. Much better than that. But I'm happy because not last week or the weekend before, I got to make a trip out to Next Level Pinball Museum again, which is amazing. And everybody absolutely needs to go that's at or near the Pacific Northwest. If you like pinball, you owe it to yourself to go. Nope. We'll get that dialed in, or not. Or we'll just drain that one and try it again later. But absolutely amazing. I got a chance to play a lot of the new stuff, so I got to do play some games of Toy Story 4, got a little bit more on Rush, unlocked a couple achievements on some other games, where they got Inside It Connected, which was fun. So yeah, it was cool. I got to revisit, some of the favorites that they've got there. I was a little disappointed though. Rocky and Bullwinkle was a little under the weather, and it kept restarting. I think there was an issue with the 5-volt line, is what I would guess. So that was fun. because you'd start a game, and then you plunge, and then it would reset. And I'm like, oh. And that's a game that's definitely on the wish list. Speaking of wish list, Jurassic Park is also likely on its way out. I've got it posted. So we'll see if it, if we make it go vamoose sometime soon. Got my eye out on the market for some possible replacement stuff. Well, that was a stellar start. Glad we're not tracking these scores. But, per usual, it's a warm-up. The first 18 or so games don't really count. Alright, I'll build some track. That's fine. I'm not going RPM targets first right away. Normally that's my normal MO. I want to kind of dial in some shots and do some variety stuff. Ding. And kind of mix it up a little bit. Ooh, that almost went out. That one really wanted to go out. It was kind of dancing on that edge of the flipper there. Put back in. Nope, nope. Alright, fine. Fine then, just go. It's fine. Trying to get that left orbit. Or left loop, rather. These good times. These good times. Moderately awesome skills, maybe. Yeah. That sounds. When you get the failed ramp hit. Got a dog in a kennel that's not happy about it. I don't know if all of you can hear it with the noise canceling. He's yipping quite a bit in the background. Yip, 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 yip. About. He's a very vocal pup. No, we're off to a fantastic start. Maybe once the aiming juice kicks in, we'll start doing a little better. And we need that right ramp. That's the right orbit. That's not all what we're aiming for. That's the orbit again. Same orbit. There it is. Hey! Yeah, now we need that orbit. Getting all the battle letters, just hit them all at once. That's fine.
Let's see what you've got.
There's the orbit we need. Okay, what do we need? We need the right ramp again for 8th place. There we go. Totally nailed our right orbit. Nope, I thought that was going to go out. A little too much oomph on that micro flip there. I probably could have cradled that. Same with that one, if I had got my other flipper up earlier.
Epic feature ready.
No. Sorry, we're evolved already. Trying to get a feel for the table again, you know, the behaviors. I mean, it's been a while since we've done Hot Wheels. Such a fun game, though. Oh my goodness, that was just not. I didn't know what that was. I don't know what that was. Thank you, ControlBot, for throwing your command list up there. For those that are interested in making ControlBot or the stream do stuff, link in chat's definitely the way to do it. Oh. Come on, Orbit, thank you. Get the race started. And there's nope. Nope, that's an R shot. We'll backhand it.
Double pepperoni.
Double pepperoni. Thanks, Chase.
Great pass.
That bounce. There's our ramp. Oh.
Epic cars, yeah.
A little early to start it, but that's okay. I'm not like doing cars with a multi-ball, just because it's so... Oh my goodness. Boo! I like doing the cars with a multi-ball just because it's easier to hit all the car targets than trying to do them individually, because they're they can be drain prone. All right, let's do so. We've had like 3 games now. We haven't got a single hero card.
Not good.
Ready to battle?
No, it's Cobras. Whoop. Missed the M. There's the M. Ah, I read that one wrong. Should have tapped it with the left flipper. It's like I don't know what I'm doing. You know, oh, maybe that's part of the problem. Hang on one second.
Diabolical destruction grips Hot Wheels City in
It's a little
terror.
better.
Who is responsible?
But it's Draven. But Draven's responsible. Oh, look, it's Draven. I was right. Just like the last 4 games. Okay, race started. Get that magnet catch out of the way. No, that is so much more comfortable on the feet. Oh! Oh! Yeah, let's do more RPM targets. Let's do Redline Mania. I mean, hit the red orbit, whatever. Ding, the bounce. That bounce. And, I was collecting those letters. That's alright. I'm alright with that. I'm trying to get too fancy with it. I just gotta slow down. I gotta slow down, take my time for my shots. It's not a race. I mean, it is a race, but it's not a race.
Time to be epic.
Mission passed. Robbed. I wouldn't exactly call that a success.
Cars.
But thank you, just the same for the redeem. Just lost it. And we're in a battle. Nope.
That was a close one.
Yep, I was about to say, we should pop one of the, try to invigorate. Yeah, well, I appreciate it. I appreciate it. We need more aiming juice, that's what we need. I panicked. I looked at the OBS screen and, yeah, exactly. And I had a black screen for the game. I'm like, oh crap, did it cut out? And I forgot it was started with my mania with this black screen. That's alright. It's alright. I hit either one of the orbits. There's one. Actually, that's both orbits now. That should make it around. Yeah. No. No.
Stand by.
No.
while
All right.
engine
You're too shy. That's all right. It's fine. Take me a chance to drink some beer. I mean, Amy juice. So good.
Rip one.
So incredibly good. Yay! Finally, hero card! First hero of the card of the night! Yay! Alright, what are we gonna do now? What do we do now? We can keep going on the race. We can build some track, work on a multi-ball. We are in a battle currently. We've got one more. Yay, victory!
New news.
Thank you for that. Oh boy.
On the ramps. Get him.
Alright, let's ski jump over.
Does
We
he
need to
even have a
whoop.
driver's license?
We need to get the other ramp, which is really hard to do from this flipper.
Now in ninth place.
You jump over again.
The pit stop is ready.
Yeah, let's not use it right away though. Oh boy.
Eighth place.
Alright, ski jump. No, it's not orbit. Every battle letter we hit gives us a little bit more time, or aka fuel for the mode. There it is.
Epic feature ready.
And finish.
Lasso him.
Woo!
Well, boys, another job well done.
Good job, well done.
That new track is looking good.
Alright, that's one battle out of the way. We've got options here. So we can keep working on the race, which I think I might do. Because it would be nice, because we've got one multi-ball ready. So track builder multi-ball's ready. You can see it lit with the blue, green lock. We've got the red arrow on the left orbit, which is for loop crash. We buy Pinball. Welcome to the chat room. I still never played this game. Well, I'm sorry you have not had a chance to play this awesome game. At least you get to see it. It's better than nothing, I suppose. So we got Redline Mania out of the way. So we've got one hero car. We can start working towards Shark Cruiser here in the middle that I'm pointing at. Because we have to do the three of the four multi-balls. So that's Track Builder, which is lit. Loop Crash, and Victory Lap, which is by finishing the race. Now, if we're good, or we just, time it right, we can, if we finish the race and get it to the last step, the very last shot for Loop Crash and Victory Lap will be lit right here on these two at the same time, and you can actually play the two multi-ball modes stacked. Instead of,
Side to position.
I think instead of a 3-ball each, it turns into a 1 and 5-ball multi-ball.
Now in sixth
Alright,
place.
that takes care of 6th. And... oh boy. Let's see if we can get our 5th. Nope. Totally nailed it.
Woo! Epic ramps. Cars.
Okay, let that settle. So we'll backhand 5th place. Just like that.
Place.
You see now our loop crash is now moving over to our orbit. Right there. And I'm hoping if we timed it well. If I've timed it well, so we've got 3rd here and 2nd will be here with the red. I'm hoping when we hit this one for 2nd, that'll give us, of course, both as a stacked, but then finish out qualifying for both and have it ready to go over there on the that left orbit. This 3rd. That's working towards our epic. Even though we missed, it still helped us. I have the hardest time Or we could track build a multi-ball. That's fine too. I could panic and flip a little early, overcorrect for the
Track
left
multi-ball.
orbit and start a different multi-ball.
Shoot right saucer to start 3-ball multi-ball.
Alright, settle down, Sling. Yeah, I think I made it. Yep. No, maybe? Oh, we did. We did, in fact, make it. Oh, but we just lost it. No, we got a ball save. Oh, boy.
Whoa, look how fast you're going, man.
Jackpot!
Hit that turbo. Okay, so we're gonna get a kick out over here, so I'm just gonna wait, and we'll see if we can pick up our super jackpot.
Super jackpot!
Okay, now we need to hit that one for our Mega Super Ultra Turbo, which is really hard to hit on purpose for me. There it is. It's our Mega Super Ultra Turbo Championship Edition 2 jackpot. And we just kind of walk through. And there's a left orbit.
Turbo boost.
We got a turbo boost ready?
Quick
Oh,
stop for the kids. Then keep
oh,
going.
we have the pit stop. Save that one. Get in there. Let's take our super. Yep, no. I was hoping that I did a trust bounce and it did not work as planned. Doot doot doot. Okay, increase. So it's gonna kick out. We'll get it back on our right flipper.
New track.
Yeah, I was watching
Get ready for my
yes,
next
we did try.
creature. You know
We
what
did try.
this
Thank you.
is.
Thank you for that. Thank you, Game Club Central. I was watching. I was watching Small Town Pinball. Was it yesterday? Day before yesterday? Hi, Captain. And pointed out, I'd never realized this, but in Deadpool, you know, you get all your top lanes lit, and it's a multiplier because they spelled multiplayer wrong. Yes. No. Okay, so the race is ready, but our loop and crash is not. As you can see, the checker flag is lit on the left, but that orb. Okay, now they're stacked. I apparently had one more to do, which is okay. You did a little bit of a nudge. So I had to hit the loop, which basically bounces back and forth between the loops until it's done. So, but now you can see we've got, between the blue, we've got the red and the checkered flag. So, love a good multiplier. Exactly. Those end of ball multipliers can add up quick. So if we can hit the left orbit, not saying that I will, but if we can hit the left orbit, that's going to start both multi-ball modes. And when we get out of that, because we did Track Builder, that'll get a shark cruiser. And Elegos, just so you're subscribed. Once again, you rock with stream. You guys, I am moderately awesome. But thank you so much both for the sub and for the compliment, and welcome back. And Game Club Central, all the flashing green lights for you as well for the 100 biddies. Much appreciated. There we go. Terrible race time, but that's okay. I thought my record was better than that. I thought my record was like a minute 30.
Elegos, you are really tying the chat room together.
Time for some looping and crash.
I'm doing okay. I'm doing okay. We're playing some Hot Wheels. One of my favorite games to play. This has been a little bit.
That was so epic.
Alright. So we're now on a 5-ball multi-ball, which is still fun.
Amazing hit.
think we lost that one. Nope. Okay, fine. I mean, it's a 2-ball multi-ball. Okay. No, okay. Whew. We didn't get to show off the loop crash mechanics. Yeah, totally wasted 3 of the balls of that 5-ball multi-ball. Oh boy. Nope, is that going to come over? Yeah, that's what we want, that left orbit. Because loop and crash sets it up on the magnet, and then we do this. Nope. Yep, I can't hit that from a rolling shot. You do that and knock it off of there. Except they're both caught currently. I don't know how well you can see that on the overhead. The mythical 1-ball multi-ball. Not too far off. Not too far off. And hey, Arcade Hunters, welcome back. Greetings to you as well. Apparently we did not get credit for the loop and crash super. Did, however, get another ball, which we immediately wasted, because why would you want more than 2?
Head to the crash zone.
That bounce, and do it the right way. So, there you go. The not so multi-ball. The moderate, I guess as MPT3K likes to put it, the more than 1-ball mode.
Yo, dude. Epic loot.
Jackpot! Wait, do we qual? Oh, cool. We got 2 of the epics done. That's nice. I like that. I'm all for that. Ball control is good. Ball control is good. We got pops and loops. Pops is easy to get. That one I'm not as worried about. You like the physics-defying behavior? Well, I'm sorry you lost in the tournament, but hopefully, at least Arcade Hunters, you had some fun. you gotta love the Mylar that's influencing some of the spinning balls there. Stop. Backhand. Nope. Oh, I thought that was gonna hit the sling and go. And backhand. There it is. Oh, somebody. Oh, bummer. About to say somebody's doing something, and I'm greening. That's what I'm doing.
New news.
What?
Extra ball is lit.
What the announcer said. Playing pinball always fun. Finally got to play the D&D pin. Nice, nice. That's yeah. There's our Shark Cruiser. It's an interesting one. Darn good ball control with the microflips. Thank you, we buy pinball.
Hey, great job.
Like there's no ball missing. What are you talking about? Yeah, we're trying to get better. I have a much easier time on American pinball machines than I do on Stern, because Stern's like, you know, crushing it whenever you flip. Yes, thank you, Oligos. Oh, looks like Spooky didn't sell 250 TNA remakes. This list was available on the website.
It's your turn.
Not surprising, considering, in my opinion, it's about $2,000 to $2,500 overpriced for what you get. Because, I mean, you can buy this table, which has just about the same amount of parts, just about as tough to play, a lot better rules in my opinion, for $6,600. Today, you can go to American Pinball or your local distributor and get it. They're still making them. And it's not limited to 250. So there's no secret club you have to pay extra money for. It's a heck of a lot better, so you're not going to have a bunch of switch problems like you do typically do with Spooky. And I don't know. I mean, I wish I could say I'd buy a TNA 2.0, but not at $9,000. That's just crazy. Yeah, I saw more TNA, but then the price is 2K of what it used to be. Yeah, exactly. I did a spit take when I saw the price. I was in for 7, but woof, that's insanity. Yeah, I could see, okay, inflation, costs have gone up, whatever. I could see it creeping closer to 7. It is not the value of a Stern Premium. Just isn't there. It's like Toy Story 4. It is not a $12,000 table. It's a $9,000 table. Maybe $9,500. Not $12,000. That is you. Your game, that is. Yes, this is absolutely worth every penny. It is literally the cheapest pinball machine, new in box, you can buy today. I think. Pretty sure it's actually cheaper than the Pros for Stern now. So I think those are 69. I think these are 66. Factor in taxes and shipping are almost at 10 grand. Yeah, I mean that's way more than. Well, I don't have tax. I live in Oregon, so we don't have sales tax. But still, shipping here is like $500. It just I can't. My brain goes, I'd like to own one, but not at that price. They're too rich. They have gone the route of JJP. Congrats to whoever wants one. Okay. But yes, I did see that earlier today. It was on the main website. I'm going, wow, they didn't blow through their 200 or 250 that they had for the club members. That's today, logos. When we were on vacation, I broke down, and I got it. Those that can't, oh, it's a big box. It's the Lego Atari 2600. So, I did get it. And it's assembled. I didn't do it on stream, but it is assembled. What are my other... Have I built an Atari today? Not today, but I have in general. I also still have... Ooh, you know what? We're on ball 3. And there's an extra ball that we could really use right about now. Was it fun to assemble? Absolutely. Well, there was parts that were a little tedious when you're building the main case part, like the bottom walls and stuff, and some of the steps weren't really clear. So there's a couple times where I get in a step and then have to go back and take apart and reassemble correctly and then move forward. But overall, yes, I would say it's super fun. The little cartridges, like the little like the pattern things that were on the box. Those are awesome. Those are awesome. All right, T-Rex. We need spinners, and then right ramp, and then more spinners, and another right ramp. And then some more spinners. Which is better than NES or Atari? Ooh, that's a tough call. I think...
I might have underestimated him.
It's not the ideal way to beat these battles here. Overall, I'd say I think the NES was more fun to build.
New news. Same player, shoot again.
And that's not to say that the Atari wasn't fun, but I think the NES and TV was a little bit more fun. You know, and I can't say, oh, it's nostalgic, or blah, blah, blah. I still have my 2600 from when I was a kid. Hey, we got another extra ball.
The pit stop is ready.
Ready. Pit stop is ready. We need that extra ball. Yep, that one right there that you totally didn't hit, ball. Yep, that one right in that little left saucer. That's the one we want. I need to get my hands on this one. I only got to play a handful. Oh, hold on. Text is a little longer than I thought. Did you get in the saucer already? Just... Ugh. I need to get my hands on this one. I only got to play a handful of times, but like... but I liked what they had. I'm assuming you mean Hot Wheels, and yes, absolutely, I highly recommend Hot Wheels to everybody.
Very cool. Player 1
is absolutely a top 5.
Pretty good at
Thank you, ControlBot, for interrupting my my speech there to throw out the stream time, which we're hopefully getting back to regular stream schedule now. It's no more vacations or anything. I may be going to the Portland Retro Gaming Expo in October, maybe. Yes, Hot Wheels liked it much better than Oktoberfest. I agree. Oktoberfest is growing on me. I used to be kind of and then I played it a little bit more. I'm going, okay, I could own one. I cannot get into Houdini. It is a complete brick fest and just frustrating to play when you hit a shot that looks clean and it just bricks out, especially the little rotating tent thing in the back. Ugh. Elagos, you subbed. What's your initials? You're in here as High Score 3 and Epic Champ, apparently. DJP. I should know that. There you go. We get a free game. We did not get a free game. So we'll just have to push start and play for free instead. Dang. Alright. So, let's see what we can do getting a little bit farther. Let's work on our hero card first. Let's get Rip Rod done out of the way. It's usually the way I like to play. Just to kind of, it's a fast fail type situation for those that are, you know, again, looking to get somewhere in the game. Because I want to make it back to Legend Multi-Ball because I found out we did not in fact beat the game when we made it to Legend Multi-Ball on stream. That is the final mode. However, to actually beat the game, you have to get the Legend Jackpot, which requires clearing all of the shots in the whole entire mode. That bounce. Yeah. Someday, we'll be able to make it back there. Maybe tonight will be the night. Feels like the aiming juice is kicking in a bit, which is good. Yeah, 2 hours later. Yes. Nah, pew pew! I got a bad first impression with Oktoberfest. They had the rock music soundtrack and the Oopa music, and I wasn't feeling it. Levi Pinball, thank you for the 100 biddies. You get the thing right in the face. Eventually all this stuff's going to go away. I'm going to have, like, you know, bit clips and all that, but I need ideas, because right now I have, like, 3 clips. So it makes, like, kind of a really just terrible bit menu. So, eventually we'll get it built up and do something more with that. So I'm working on it. I'm thinking of ideas and finding them and inputs. And mine also sucks. Yeah. Mine's a rip-off from Stream Elements. Which is funny because I don't use Stream Elements anymore. I still have an account though. So I figured that still makes it okay for me to use. But I do want to get more original-ish content. The first episode of the new Lord of the Rings show isn't that bad. Lord of the Rings show? Is Lord of the Rings show? Or are you talking Game of Thrones on Amazon? I had no idea there was one. I didn't know that was a thing. Has anybody watched the Sandman show yet? No, Rings of Power. Amazon dumped a bunch of money to do LTR show, Rings of Power. Yeah, millions. Hey, G-Dub, welcome to the chat. Rings of Power. Didn't know it was on. Have I been hiding under a pinball machine? No, I wish. Love Sandman. I have not watched it, so please don't give spoilers. I just kind of wanted to get an idea of what people thought. If everyone watches it, we may see season 2. And hey, Slipstream Pinball. You can chat picking up. Sorry if I'm missing anybody. And Bill from Memphis, no, I have not been hiding. Had some family emergency-ish type stuff going on health-wise. Things back to somewhat normal from before, so hopefully we'll be back. Watch it. Okay, I will try to check it out. Time's a bit of a premium, but we'll see what we can do. Hopefully the episodes are shorter than the movies, because that may make it very difficult. Uh-oh, hope everything is okay. It's as good as it's going to get. We'll call it okay, just to avoid bummers in chat. How's that? Totally not what I was aiming for. I felt Salmon blitzed through problems way faster than I was expecting. Okay. Alright, again, no spoilers, please, because I haven't watched them yet. But we'll see, we'll see how it goes. I currently don't have Netflix, so I'm going to watch Salmon when Cobra Kai releases so I can pack it all in one night to save money. That's fair. That's fair. If it were just me watching television... Okay, apparently I'm playing now. I'm not allowed to drink anything between. It's still really good though. Okay. That was my big concern. Life was like, are you sure? This seems kind of dark for you. And I'm like, it's not that I don't like dark shows. You just keep watching dark, like, romantic drama stuff. Like, ew. It's not me. I don't like those shows. It's very hard for the two of us to come to alignment on the limited times. Hey, what do you want to watch? I don't know. What do you want to watch? She did have a fantastic idea, though, and I'm actually kind of liking the idea the more I think about it, of making a new Netflix profile that's just the stuff that the two of us are interested in watching together. So we can put suggestions in there, and we don't have to, okay, was it on my profile, or was it on your profile? And I don't remember that was it. We had the one profile that's all the stuff that we watch together, and then maybe the suggestions that we get will be more stuff like the things we watch together, and we'll be more apt to find stuff that we actually watch together. I have so many services, and with Netflix I get the least out of it for the price I have to pay. Excuse me. Yeah, I get it. I said, unfortunately, I've got too many folks in the house that are interested, but...
Epic feature ready.
Because we had YouTube TV for a while, because we don't have cable. We're doing the 100% streaming thing. Which is good when we had Starlink, except Hulu didn't like it. We actually liked Hulu Live, except because, you know, with the satellite, you know, I'm beaming up to a satellite, I'm beaming out to a different city, you know, it's coming up in Seattle. Because that's where our ground station was that it kept redirecting us to, which is fine. It was kind of weird seeing a bunch of ads for Seattle-based businesses, because it's like, yeah, we're never using your services, but whatever. But it kept geofencing us and running into problems like, okay, you can skip this, but you can only do it so many times, and you have to start calling in, going, no, I did move, still here in Bend, but, you know. So we're like, you know what, forget it. We switched over to YouTube TV, which is okay.
Welcome to Crash City.
And then we switched back to cable, and then YouTube announced a price hike, and then we said goodbye to YouTube TV and went back to Hulu. But I'm actually okay with that, because now I can do stuff like I can watch the Rick and Morty episodes and, you know, the new stuff.
Stop is ready.
We've got so many streaming services. I gotta find a way to cut down or something. Because I mean, we've got Discovery and Paramount and Hulu Live and I'm trying to think what else that we're actually paying for. Up there. Hey, we got it.
Yeah, man. Ready to be epic.
Well, alright.
Yo, dude. Pops. Cars.
Cars, pops, and loops. Get a credit for that car. We got credit for that one too. Maybe we are, and it's just not making the ding noise.
Then keep going.
Oh yeah, and Disney Plus. Estimated sources will never, yeah, use Disney and HBO Max the most. I have Amazon all because of the shipping. Yeah, we're kind of the same thing. Because we're remote from so much family, we're like, we do a lot of that stuff. Temple's made. Thank you, Mima Sweets. Much appreciated. That's fine. We didn't want that one anyway. That multi-ball felt boring, and you know what? That whole ball, this whole game, we're just done. We're gonna just drain out. It's done. Out of here. See you later. Start another one. But welcome to the Flipstream Arcade. It's good to have you here. Good to see you. Saw you earlier with MBT's chat. I was I jumped on a call because he wanted help setting up Sammy, and I'm going, I'm gonna be typing forever, and there's like a 7-second delay. I'm just gonna call you. I went grabbed a mic and called him earlier and got him switched from Leon Board 2 over to Sammy, which is not a huge difference, but it is a huge difference. A lot of quality of life improvement. So if you're out there using Leon Board 2, highly recommend making the switch over to Sammy. It is a much better product and getting better all the time. The devs are truly invested on the project. It is safe. We don't have to worry about any sort of code disappearing or power struggle garbage that was around before.
Well, that's the subpar police work I'm known for.
Don't worry,
And all of
Sheriff.
you
We're
that are watching
here
right
to
now
help.
happen to know an extension developer. Which I also have on the website. Fine, we didn't want that one. This is the one I wanted. I was waiting for this one to come back around from the trough. So it's all good. Should have been a better drop catch.
Pit stop is ready.
Ski jump! Oh, no. No ski jump. Wanted to walk the plank. Did you just... Okay, let that bounce. Just want to hit the left target and start this race. Can I... Maybe? No, fine. Just... No? Thank you! That is what I was trying to do. I got that out of the way. It's the magnet catch that I wanted to start it.
Epic
That's a
feature
good one. I had not seen that before.
Time to release havoc on Hot Wheels City.
Should we do the battle? Should we do the battle? Should we do the battle? Let's do the battle. I mean, let's totally change it. We'll do Cobras, my least favorite. Please! Oh, God, goodness! I'm trying to... Take a freeze! Let's go.
Are loose in the city. Catch them if you can.
Every day I regret doing that redemption. But thank you for redeeming it just the same. Hopefully nobody's triggered by fear of bees, which I don't know exactly what it's called. These guys are going to change it up, going to do like the Nick Cage movie. Where it's got that Cage thing. Maybe that's too extreme, I don't know. I always worry about that kind of stuff, you know, when I put stuff on stream, and I'm not trying to, like, you know, offend anybody or scare anybody or anything like that. It's just Pinball. It's an inclusive environment. I want an inclusive channel, inclusive environment, inclusive game. Melissaphobia? Is that legit, or is that like a fear of people named Melissa, or... No, but I mean, yeah, it's legit, okay. Yeah, I have to ask, you know. Runs away from Melissa's. It's like Karen's, but worse. Okay, ramp. Okay, we made it. Another ramp. Woo.
Dude, time to be epic.
Thank you. My goodness. Yeah, I'm trying to play too fast again. I need to. About to say, you need to slow down and control everything, and then I drain. That's kind of what goes around here. That's why we call it moderately as a pinball, right? I can't hit the orbits. No, fine, I'll hit the right ramp. And right orbit! Right orbit! Yay! Speed up and slow down, yes. Just turn right to turn left. What? Well, might be able to stack him again. Maybe. Whoa, that was a bit more of a flip. No.
Quick stop in the pits. Then keep going.
Someone needs a pit stop for that. It's fine. It's fine. Just breathe. Just breathe. It's just pinball.
Yeah,
Just
man,
pinball.
epic loops.
But you're trying to impress everybody in chat and show me meagerly terrible pinball skills or anything. It's fine. Just here to have fun, right? Right. Yeah. Alright, we're back. Hey, the game's over! More aiming juice. That's what we needed. More aiming juice. And no match. No free game, so I'll just, again, have to push the button. Since there's more people hanging out in chat, I should point this out.
Diabolical
Since nobody's done it yet.
Who is responsible?
I'll tell you who's responsible. Me. Why?
Since there's more people here in chat,
Well, that's the subpar police work I'm known for.
Don't worry,
and nobody's
Sheriff.
done it yet
We're
this
here to
stream.
help.
No second KO. We're not keeping track of the tiny flipstream flexes. And I haven't coded it in yet. But we're going to make a leaderboard. So those who think they can cheat, it doesn't actually start right when the stream starts in the counter. You have to wait till after the stream starts and I switch back to live camera. So for those of you that might consider hanging out here on a regular basis, A, thank you. And B, you now have that tiny flipstream flex. And can start earning up account points.
Well done Eligos 88, this is flex number 1. We are all a tiny bit impressed.
Well done. Well done.
Another car pass.
So unfortunately, all the prior redemptions don't count.
Watch it, pal.
I feel better. Impressive. Yes, tiny bit. It's a tiny bit impressive. For those that don't believe that I'm playing with the tilt pop, now you know. I do feel better now. I needed that tilt. Fine, get out of here. Just go. See if we care. It's embarrassed me in front of all my pinball friends. It's fine. Yeah, you just go too. All you go. Weird flex indeed. Just pick off out of here. Make it look like I don't know how to play pinball. kind of don't. Or at least I only do occasionally. Okay, there's 8th place. And that's fine. That's fine. Totally fine. It's all fine. It's all fine. What I did, I had a new emote, so I swapped out some of the ones that nobody's using. I put a new emote in for those subscribers. Again, thank you, Elagos. If you happen to find it useful, if you haven't spotted it yet, when you're hanging on other channels. It's kind of a little bit more on the generic side, but I kind of thought it was funny. There's no sound to it yet because I just added it the other day. No, it's not that one. It's not that one. Although I do need to add a sound for that one. I haven't figured out what yet. I have a couple thoughts, but I'm not quite sure. I don't want something that's like super intrusive, but you know, it can't be just like poof. You know, we'll figure something out.
Me. Why? Because I'm evil.
But no, that's not the new one.
That's the subpar police we're getting.
Fine. It's fine. We didn't need that one. Not that one either, although that is newer. It's not the one I'm talking about. I use that one on a lot of other people's channels. But I like it here just because you get to do it. Oh, yep. That's an RPM target. Yep, still didn't get it. Come on, you bugger. There we go. There it is. Good job, Levi Pinball.
Track added.
But I like that one. And, you know, for those that haven't done it, it's actually kind of interesting to try and do emoticon creation stuff. Because I was playing with some different looks where it was actually like a more, you know, picture hand instead of cartoon hand. Except when it was at 28 pixels, which is what the size of it is here in chat, couldn't read it. And not only that, but you have to design it so it looks good on a white and a black background. Not like there's a whole lot of people that use the white background, unless I think that maybe that they're on mobile. But it's it was challenging. So I kind of like the way this one turned out. I think you can just tell what it is. You can read the text. But, you know, again, like I was talking about earlier, it's so much thought that goes into, you know, again, trying to be inclusive, and, you know, I'm thinking about the color of the hand to include, because, you know, you go to the clip art and you look for a cartoon hand, and of course, it's a white hand. I'm going... Really? Is that... That... I mean... Does it... We do something other than that, so I went with, like, the lighter gray. Totally not human at all. But, again, those things I think about. That's just, like, the streamer stuff that keeps me awake at night. I don't know if any of the streamers are out there that go to the same, like Game Club Central. Again, if you're not following Game Club Central, do so immediately, please. Click on their name and, you know, scroll up a little bit and hit follow. You don't even have to leave the chat anymore. It's great. How do you start Redline Mania? Just smash the RPM targets. Yes and no. So you technically, I started a tournament, I had no idea how. I can That's a 5-ball multi-ball. How many balls are installed on this game? It is a 6-ball game. Thank you, sire. Hey, no, thank you for hanging out here and for the videos earlier. And the occasional raids, and for we're not streaming tonight, because then, you know, we're hanging out over here. At least streaming until later. When do you start, by the way? I know you're doing your Big Shot EM tournament thing. What time is that? So if you're streaming that, let me know, because we might be able to send everybody your direction. Hey, that's America's Bud. Don't know when you're done. I don't know when I'm done. We're done when we're done. We buy pinball. It's a 6-ball game. So, Jalen, again, welcome to the chat. First of all, sorry, I missed that part. Then I will. So, usually about 9:30ish or so. You'll have plenty of warning because I'll have like credits. I do credits for a little bit. So, yeah. Hey, good to be back. Oh, it's good to have you back. Right, focus. Okay, answer question. How to start Redline Mania. You're somewhat correct, mostly correct, 90% correct. The technical way is you max out your RPMs. So it's kind of like... Elgus, you're sitting in the remote. Could you check, is it like under the cushion? Okay, alright. To start it, the idea is to actually max out your tack. So to get it to get up to 10 and then do something. Now, the easiest way to do that is to actually hit the RPM targets. One, because they give you the biggest tack boost for anything that you do. So every shot you hit will increase your tachometer. However, there's a constant decay that's also taking place. So if you look here, I don't know how well you can see it on stream. In front of it here, you can see it says 200k. That's the actual numeric tack value and how much shots are worth right now. So as you hit RPM targets, that total is going to go up. Once you bust, I think, 10,000 and get it above that, that's when you're going to hit Redline Mania, and it will do that every time. Again, so every shot you hit will do that, but because that tachometer is constantly decaying faster at higher gears, it's harder to get to Redline Mania just say hitting orbits or ramps or that sort of thing. The RPM targets are best because A, they give you the most RPM boost, but also they briefly pause the decay. So they're kind of double duty there, that they kind of help. So that's kind of the main thing. It works a lot like the RPMs and Redline Mania for the Getaway. So high speed too. Very, very similar. Fine. Fine. Totally fine. I see. So high risk, high reward because they're kind of dangerous to hit. Exactly. That is precisely it. However, if you don't keep your RPMs up, you're not going to be earning squat for points throughout the entire game. So it is high risk, high reward, but in a tournament setting, it's almost a requirement just so you actually earn points to do stuff. Now, I will give you some advice in general.
It's your turn.
I know it's my turn. Thank you, Kane. I tend
So,
to
you want a battle? Let's see what
only shoot at the RPM targets as a backhand from the right flipper. Except for maybe the M shot. If the M shot's the only one left and I can kind of glance it and go that way, I try to do everything else in the right flipper. That's not a great example. But it tends to be a safer recovery. You tend to get a little bit better bounces that way. Going from the right flipper only. And normally what I do, it's what I did before I turned out the last few balls, is I try to not be terrible. You better pinball, Brian. People are watching. You know, I try to go for the RPM right away, at least here at home, because it's a quick fail sort of thing. So if I can get through and get first Redline Mania and get Rip Rod first game or first ball, I feel like I'm doing a little bit better. not only that, but it raises what the minimum attack value is from a score perspective. Again, it's not on screen. You'll see it. It raises from 100k to 200k. So everything you're doing for the rest of the game, even if you don't touch the RPM targets or worry about the attack, is going to be worth more points. But yeah, the attack is absolutely critical, vital, essential, whatever other adjective you want to use that's not getting redundant, for getting high scores on this. And the attack, or the turbo boost rather, is going to give you a 10x playfield boost based on whatever tack you're at, and it will lock in at that amount. And you get 1 turbo boost per gear. You're both going. You're both going out. All right. Nice. That's a good tip. Hot Wheels is really a boating game. Needs good tacking. Yes. Absolutely needs good tacking. Yeah, if you truly want to blow up this game up, from a current rule set, this is like the latest set. If you really want to blow up the score, the way to do it is not rely on post catches like that. That's first.
Direct hit.
Second is it's all about car chaos. That mode is worth insane points. If you can get into car chaos with a high tack, and you can hit a turbo boost, I mean, you can easily, assuming you, again, play your... It's fine. Assuming, again, you actually play the multi-ball pretty well, easily get billions of points. And I'm not joking, billions of points. My top-end score is just over 6 billion on this. I'm sure somebody that has like halfway decent skill and is way better than me could probably blow it up even more. Just by leveraging it though. It is crazy broken on points for just in that one boat. It's not easy to get to. You actually have to collect 40 cars across the table. So it's not something you could do early game. But if you get there, yeah, it's huge points. All right, there's our R. As you can see, we're at 510. If I hit the ramp, it went up to 540, 530. So you can see, even just, hitting just shots, it's going to cause that attack to go up. 590, 580. So any shot you hit will bump up your attack. But like I said, the RPM targets are really your best way of doing it.
Epic feature ready.
Because they give you that boost, and again, they cause temporarily that decay.
To release havoc on Hot Wheels City.
Oh, I think the cable's coming loose. Nope. It wanted out. It's going out. Yep, it's out of here. Fine. But yeah, I mean, if you're playing somebody and they don't know the rules in this, they could be blowing it up, hitting shots, clearing modes, doing battles. They look up at the score and have like 120 million. You could get your tack up to 8 or 9, do a single battle, walk out with 200 million. Single battle. I mean, it's that big of a difference. That's the way it works. So right now it's at 870k. you know, and falling, of course.
Oh, dude, ready to be epic.
But you can see it's giving me like 800,000 every time I hit a shot. Just it's not even lit for anything. It's giving me a boatload of points just having the RPMs up that high. Now I'm trying to watch the actual numbers. Because the way scoring works, and it sounds like my webcam's freezing.
New track.
Yeah, webcam's freezing again. I'm sorry, everybody, for the technical difficulties and the frozen webcam. Hopefully, okay, good. It did resolve itself.
That was a close one.
Now in 11th place.
Okay, we need to backhand that target. Okay, now we need our two ramps.
New news. The gorilla was last seen on the ramps. He must be stopped.
Yeah, we'll jump over. Hoop! Up we go.
Does he even have a
Get up our other ramp.
Oh, dude,
And
ready
saucer to
be
finish.
epic.
Boom! Yeah, see, look, we were at pack 7. 84 million just from that one mode. And that was 3, 4, 5, 6 shots. The 3 card targets, the 2 ramps, and then the saucer to finish.
Looking good.
But yeah, it is all about the tack score. Multi-ball. Still multi-ball. Track little multi-ball.
Complete. Track multi-ball.
If anybody does have questions,
Start 3-ball multi-ball.
please feel free to ask. I think I started saying this, and then ADD score stuff, distractions kicked in. The way scoring works is it takes whatever your tack value is times a shot multiplier, which in most cases is 1, times the gear that you're in, and that is how the game calculates what that what your shot is. You can see we're already up to the 10, so if we hit, actually I think because we're already in a multi-ball, I won't start Redline Mania. It's jackpot. Okay, advanced tech, yay!
Quick stop in the pits, then keep going.
Oh, we got hard pops and loops running? Loops, not ramps. Oh my god.
Jackpot.
Oh, it's done.
Ready?
Oh no! Oh, I wanted to collect that.
Man,
Oh.
fail.
And the epic fail. Nice. Yes, you can do an epic fail. So what happens with the epics, you of course have to hit so many of whatever epic that you're running. If you qualify and start more than one, you have to finish and collect them all before you can finish them out and, you know, finally do the collect and mark them as done. If you drain, you lose all the progress and have to re-qualify them and start from scratch again. And if you get enough bonus points, you'll get what you just saw with the epic fail, and you, instead of getting the full bonus, you get just a small portion of that. That idea came from the Finside forums. They went, yeah, we like that, we're going to put it in. Like I said, if anybody has any questions on rules for this, you know, feel free to let me know. Ask away.
Time to let loose on that T-Rex.
You can also check the Tilt Forums wiki for this table. It's got a lot of information in there. It's mostly accurate. I should know because I wrote most of it. Because there's a lot of gaps.
I might have underestimated him. Player 1.
Yeah, great. I'm gonna have to take the epic fail because, you know, it's me. That's, you know, it makes sense. Good times, good times. Customize theirs at the arcade because you can add your own screen into the backlash rotation. I got to change it on this one because it's the old screen that I was using for a while. Shows how long I've had this table. But you can put your own PNG picture on the background for the one of the rotations. Hey, Bobcat. I don't know why I found Popcat's name funny. But thank you for redeeming Popcat.
Turbo boost ready.
Hey, cool, we made it. I wasn't sure if we were gonna make that
Time to
orbit
be
or not.
epic.
But one of the other things I will say, and it's not so much about this table specifically, but American Pinball, Popcat is awesome. I agree. I definitely agree. I'm not even a cat person. I just, for some reason, Popcat's really funny. American Pinball is fantastic company. I mean, they've popped in and stream here several times, just to kind of hang out. We're nice enough to answer all my questions and share all these scoring details, which is why I can share it with all of you. And apparently we're doing Cobras, which is my favorite. Not really. No, I don't like this mode. That doesn't spin. There's one. Love when the live cuts work. Alright, now we need the two on the right. Right, okay, we need one more. That was so not it. That still was so not it. You jump. Yeah, it's not gonna make it. But this game is built by a tank. Their support is excellent. I mean, they've come by and hung out totally unprompted into my stream. Support is excellent. Legends of Valhalla is not a good game though. It's okay, but you also have to understand they didn't make it. They built it, but they didn't actually fully design that one. But I agree with you. I was not a huge fan. I mean, it's okay. It's it's fun to shoot. I like shooting it. It feels very smooth. All of the orbits, you know, there's the turnaround shot that's up here, kind of under the boat. You know, the ramps as far back as they are and as steep as they look, they shoot super clean. I mean, everything feels like it doesn't feel clunky at all for any of the shots. I mean, you know, you actually have to aim a little bit, and it almost maybe somewhat a little too easy in some ways. But just setting aside rule theme everything, it shoots really nice. It feels great. The rules, I have no idea what's going on, and that's my biggest complaint about that one. Because the first time I played it, you have like the 8 or so lights, different boats, things that are here in the center. I had like half of them done. I was like tier 3 of battles, and I had no idea how to do the rest of the stuff because there was no on-screen indication. Hit this shot, hit blue shots to do this, hit yellow shots. I'm like, I don't know what I'm supposed to do right now because there was like a yellow dot here and like a blue arrow over here for doing the block to start the multi-ball thing in the boat. I'm like, I don't know what else I'm supposed to do. So I'm like, it's like, you know, you normally say, oh, shoot the lit shot. There wasn't anything lit. I'm like, I don't know what to do. You know, I had done, like I said, I was up to like tier 3 in battles. I'm going, okay, I don't know if I'm finishing these or not. I mean, I can't go back and select them again. I didn't know that they didn't design them in finish short. Yeah, they did not. And if you look on the backlash, it'll actually say, it'll say it was built. That game kind of reminds me of GNR. I like to feel it looks pretty, but damn the rules. I tried. That was another game I tried again. They had a collector's edition at Next Level.
Yeah, man. Double pepperoni.
I tried it again. It was a dark corner of the arcade. I literally felt like I couldn't see after I was done playing because it was so intense just in my eye. I'm like, ugh. Because it would go from dark to light so much. It was a terrible experience. There was a lot of times, oh, okay, I need to hit a shot, and then all the lights would cut out. I'm going, I can't see anymore. Could you turn something on? You know, again, it happens to be part of the museum arcade where it's not as well lit where all the JGBs live. But, the big screen's nice to look at.
New track.
It incentivizes draining multi-balls on purpose because all the scoring scoops out at the end of a song stage. And purposely draining feels bad. Yeah, see, my problem is I was so turned off by the layout and the lights and just, I mean, it was like, to the point where I don't want to say it was seizure inducing because, you know, fortunately I don't have that problem. I can imagine somebody that might be photosensitive would have a big problem with that game. But it was just so intense and so just distracting in a bad way. Not in a, hey, wow, this looks really good, but holy crap, this is bright. Can we set these at like 50% brightness, please? Kind of way. Because it feels like it's burning my retinas. And then you look at the game itself, and it's a disc and 3 pop bumpers. And that's it. And some ramps. About 2 ramps? 3 ramps? And that's it. The rest is lights. I'm like, Why is this machine so much? It must be the license cost. Because it's certainly not the bill of materials. Unless you're using really expensive LEDs.
Jackpot! Jackpot! Jackpot!
Either that or they're making an insane profit on each machine.
Jackpot!
And they've got a big market. Which is also possible. I don't know. I'm not in the pinball manufacturing business, so it could be as cutthroat as people say it is. Anyway. One guy that yeeted. Well, thank you for yeeting in this direction and for following the channel. Appreciate that. You know, and for those that are, you know, I guess maybe I'm a little biased because I don't really care for Guns N' Roses that much. I mean, it's not like I hate the band, but not like, oh boy, Guns N' Roses.
No one told me she'd be that strong.
Uh-oh, we got a raid coming in. Who's raiding? Who's raiding? It's a Joe Hill's raid.
No, impossible.
It is a Joe Hill's raid. Howdy, friends from Joe Hill's. How's Hot Wheels flipping tonight? It is flipping fantastic. I'm doing terribly, but that's not the game's fault. Walk1336, welcome to the chat. Big Evan, also welcome. Mr. Knock.
And here's Rob Tussin, who was
Zippy's
very impressive
Pub.
in the warm-ups. And
God, he's still going. Statham? Hopefully I'm saying your name right. Probably not. Thank you for the follow. Appreciate that. Welcome to Folks from Arcade. I wish I had a cool intro video to show all of you right now to kind of show you what it's like around here, but I don't. But I can't say this is kind of what it's normally like around here. Well, actually, usually it looks more like this because this is normally the way we have it. But Game Club Central, who's also in here, doesn't like it this way and likes me over on this side of the screen. So this is where I usually end up by the end of the stream. But if you really want to be fancy, I can even do this and put myself down here and put the score up there, or Game Club Central can put me back to start, but I'm down here with the score up there now, which is also fine. We're totally flexible, very inclusive, sort of.
Hello,
folks around
Mr.
here.
3000. Please give my regards to Pinbot.
And there.
Look, it's the MST3K logo up there. Supposed to know about.
Speaking of awesome streamers, there's MP23K. For everyone that's in here, please stop what you're doing. I need you to do two things. I can wait like 20 seconds. Click on Game Club Central and follow. And MP3K, not 4K.
And here's Rob Tussin. He was very impressive
And
in the
also hit
warm-ups.
follow.
And
And Smiley Ghost Cat, thank you for the follow. Appreciate that.
oh, God, he's still going.
We try to randomize the follow videos so they don't get stale. At least stale as quickly. And who doesn't love MXC? Although some of the stuff hasn't aged well. I almost got flipped. Yes, you did. I almost said 4K. I just got trounced on Toad Dad. That's... You know, I'm really sorry your diamond shoes are too tight.
He was very impressive in the warm-ups.
And that your
God, he's still
your
going.
toe tan was mean. That's fine. We don't want that one anyway. And Bakaneko, thank you also for the follow. But I am sorry your diamond shoes are too tight, MPT3K, and your $12,000 pinball machine in the murder garage, I mean theater, decided to play me. Because I'm not jealous at all that you have a toe tan in your house. And you get to play it anytime you want. That still has the best bonus count-up music in pinball, hands down. Best hoppers, Black Knight Sword of Rage. Best bonus music, Time Up, Toe Tan. Jeez, it's very nice though, yeah. But hi, welcome back. Good to see you. Again, for everybody that just stop what you're doing, click MBT3K, click Game Club Central. Make sure you follow them both. Both much more entertaining streamers than I am. I'm just a hack and fake it up here. Or in here, I guess. I landed like that from an attempted backflip once. Not a good feeling. Do not recommend. Well, Walk, I would have to agree with you. I would look even worse. I would probably attempt that and just land flat on my back because I have like no flexibility anymore. But I'm also old enough to the point, you know, with a gray beard that I'm not going to attempt stuff like that at my age, especially for the first time, because I probably end up killing myself.
We're here to help.
Yes, for those that are coming in from the massive Joe Hill's raid, primarily a pinball channel, occasionally some other stuff. We do have lots of bot shenanigans. If you want to see the kind of stuff Just flag me, but I've done that too. Yeah, and I have studied judo. I took judo and PE back in college. Joe Hill's a boss. Joe Hill's definitely a boss, and I'm really every time I'm able to kind of sneak in and see some progress on this Minecraft pinball machine, I keep getting more and more amazed because I build like a little square house and think I'm like a brilliant in Minecraft design, and here's Joe Hills is making a 2-scale pinball machine in Minecraft and making me say, I just need to stop playing and start watching other people play because I'm not nearly to that level of caliber or creativity. Delightful stream. Thank you for streaming. Well, thank you for watching We Buy Pinball. Have a great evening. Get some good rest. Thanks for stopping in. Hope to see you again next time. But yes, like I was saying, if you want to do exclamation commands, actually, you know what? I will do it for everyone here. There you go. So if you want to see some of the fun stuff you could do, both with Control Bot or just sounds and stuff in general, to quote-unquote annoy me, which it doesn't really annoy me, I appreciate everybody doing them. There you go, there's all the commands and stuff we can do, on top of course, all the channel awards. Got moderately awesome skills, that's what we've got.
Track added. Epic feature
But speaking of redemptions, how is your conversion to Sammy going, MBPK? I know we were working on that earlier, and we got you started. Hopefully, if you've worked on it at all, which I don't know if you have, I imagine you've been doing dad duty stuff. It annoys me to no end. Just remember, I stopped when we were done talking. Okay, that's fair enough. I figured you might have been doing dad duty stuff and had to park it. Devin Crates, what's important there is not to let other people's achievements stop you from having fun. That is absolutely correct, Devin Crates. I don't know if I could have said that any better myself. I tease him that yes, I am a little jealous that he gets a toe tan, but I'm absolutely thrilled also. It's an amazing table. It's super fun.
It's your turn.
Political drama stuff with J-Pop is he did make some dang good machines. Totan and Doggy Soccer being another one. Both of which are on my wish list. You know, his trademark wiggly plastic lamp.
Passing on the inside.
I don't know if he does that just for, I am curious, I would want to ask him, what is that, does he do like the little wiggly ramp to bleed some of the speed off the ball? Or does he do it just because he enjoys having the plastic ramp and watch it kind of wee all the way down, as opposed to a wire form ramp? Hey, I think we got it. We did. We got an extra pole lit. We need that. Holy cow, we need that. Yeah, we just got it too. That's good. New news.
Another jackpot.
New news. Another jackpot. Okay. We're going to preempt this extra ball announcement to announce that you've got a jackpot. No, I don't think we're getting that one back. We are not. We are not, in fact, getting that one back. It's not stern. There's not a huge grace period. The ball traveling in that wiggly ramp is the most satisfying things to see. It is. It is. And that and the one for Doggy Soccer, aka World Cup Soccer.
Here's another ball.
What? Okay, Otto. Hold on. What? Calm down, Automod. The ball traveling in that wiggly ramp is wouldn't the rail gap be better for changing ball speed? Well, it kind of is more for control. Usually, from a mechanic perspective, whatever. We got the super. That's what counts. The main objective is to change direction, because that's going to remove a lot. Because if you just have it come straight down, it's going to come flying down the in lane. Or, you know, possibly, you know, hit this and jump out or whatever else. So, you know, you change directions a bit, you know, left to right to bleed some of that speed off as it's coming down the ramp. And, you know, it does look cooler. So there is an engineering reason why it changes direction.
New track.
But I would think that the railing is just going to help where the ball rides on the rail, not so much the speed of the ball itself. But, you know, I am no I am no mechanical engineer or English professor, and I did not stay at a Holiday Inn.
So you think you're brave?
I thought I said a trigger on a mod. I think it was the rail gap. Yeah. It's like, what the heck is Autobot complaining about? I don't get trolls on my channel. I'm not big enough for that. I mean, I only get, you know, the friendly kind of folks. Like, I am the MBT3 fan, his channel, and all the awards that and redeems that I can do. But he's not put chat commands in that he told me about today. So now I don't even have to have the channel points. I could just do stuff and have even more fun. And he can't be mad because A, he put them in, and B, he showed them to me, so, you know. Narrow rail should create greater spin to movement, wide rail should reduce spin to movement. Does that make any sense? Yeah, well, I mean, sort of, because I mean, if it's riding down the rail, right? So if you've got a rail that's this wide,
It's your turn.
handle wax. So if we've got a rail that's this wide versus a rail that's this wide, it's the same amount of contact with the rail either way. But I mean, I would guess that having wider rails like this, it's gonna make it so it takes more momentum for the ball to actually roll and pick up speed if it was a wider rail set. So maybe that's the case. I don't know with how short the rails are. It would be significant enough in that regard. Like I said, usually it's the direction changes is what they use to bleed off speed. But again, I'm not a mechanical engineer, and I did not stay at a Holiday Inn, so I can't even pretend to be one. All right, we got a bad eject. It's all right. It's recoverable. And the table has developed a week of error. I hate this mode. Holy cow! Yeah, makes it. Yeah, I'm going to assume we're correct. I don't know. It would take a lot of trial error. Somebody knows more about pinball physics and that sort of stuff than me. But holy cow, do we have stuff stacked in the left orbit. We had Loop Crash and Victory Lap Multi-Ball and the last shot for the battle, which will resume as soon as we're done with the multi-ball. Or are we still in the battle? Apparently we're still in the battle, so we just collected it. Okay.
That was totally epic.
So it's nice when you have these two stacked, because again, it turns it into a 5-ball multi-ball as opposed to 2 3-ball multi-balls. Although, but it's now a 2-ball multi-ball because I'm terrible at pinball. Or I mean, moderately awesome. I'm moderately awesome at pinball.
Here's another ball.
Hey! Got a post save. Thanks, post.
Yeah, man. Ready to be epic.
A little bit of air defense. I had a feeling that was going to happen. Hey, post! That's two! That's two in one multi-ball mode. All hail post! Ooh. Did you check out Come to Australia, or are you saving that for a reaction stream? I'll have to check. I want to get some free time. Yeah, what is it? What are you talking about? What is that? What's that MP23K? I've never heard it. What's... Can you... You're ball searching.
New news.
What's free time?
Again.
Can you explain? I've never heard of it. It's a song that I like to get people to listen to. Is this the Is this like one of the Weeble videos? No, that's Come to Kenya. That's the Kenya. Never mind, it's not Australia. I had to think about it. I'm like, it's like we've got lions. I'm like, no, that's Kenya, not Australia. Never mind. Come to Australia where everything is trying to kill you. Yeah, I saw pictures of camel spiders and there we go, there's Red Light Mania. Oh, free time, yeah, not sure. Yeah, I don't know what he's talking about. After several lab tests, I have concluded that Weebles do in fact wobble, but don't fall down. Yes, I do remember that. And welcome back, Dalton Pinball. It's good to see you as well. Dewey Tapas himself. Hey. I mean, I'm happy to get the jackpots too, but you know, you're at 11. We need you at about a 6. Oh. Whoa. Okay, I understand why he's getting excited now because I can't seem to get any more of them. No, back in. No, just flip racing before they die. Oh well.
Engine cools.
Yo, dog, I heard you like impact wrench noises. It's not that bad. Come on. Everybody says that, but it's not that bad. And they did actually tone down from the earlier releases.
Extra ball is lit.
Hey, we've got 2 hero cars finally. Again. Just got totally ripped off. That is some serious spin. Thank you for the Thank you for the 21 bits, Dalton. Appreciate that. Okay, really? Are we just being a jerk now? Can you be nice? People are watching, and all the people out there, the wonderful pinball friends out there, are watching. Could you just hit the saucer, please, and give me the extra ball? I'd really like to hit Legend again tonight. That would be fun. And I think all the pinball friends out there would like to see that too. I mean, I certainly would.
Wait until you see my next creature.
I mean, you don't have to, but I mean, it's ball 3, and I could really use the safety net. So if you could just, you know,
Time to be epic.
go in the, just right, just straight into the saucer. I mean, the other cards and stuff are cool too. I mean, they're fun, but I'm not. I mean, just
Turbo boost.
okay. Not the orbit. Okay, or we could just run the game. That's okay too. Game. It's whatever you want to do is fine. We don't have to show off our pinball friends here. Calm down, camera. Don't you start with me. Not all of you out there in Twitch land, but you camera.
Way to go!
Joe, are you still here, Joe Hills? Are you still hanging around? I know you normally you have to rate and go because it's probably getting pretty late your time. You still in here? Are you with us? Joe, can you hear me? I think we lost Joe. All right, he's going here as Joe because what you know what I need to do is next time he raids, after saying thank you profusely, and bring all these awesome pinball friends here into the chat. I gotta ask him what his initials are before he calls it a night. Or if I can catch the next time he streams, I'll ask him, hey Joe, what are your initials? So next time, you know, you're rating, I can put you in a high score if I ever want. Try to remember. But I'm sorry your coffee's broken, Locke. That was it. It is 8:56 my time. So I think we've got time for a couple more games, especially if they're short, terrible ones like that. I was kind of hoping for a deeper run tonight, but I haven't played pinball in like a week and a half. And that does not do much for my skills, as meager as they are. Although, again, it is why we call it moderately awesome pinball. Because it's brief flashes of brilliance, followed by a ton of mediocrity. And then Izzy Pinball comes in and drops another sub. Howdy to you, Izzy Pinball. Welcome back to Postman Update. Thank you again for resubscribing, and you too can continue to weird flex wherever you like on Twitch. Courtesy of your subscription here to the Flipstream Arcade.
Sir, perhaps watching Izzy Pinball more frequently may help improve your scores.
It couldn't hurt. It couldn't hurt, Control Bot.
What up, Flipstream?
That's the intro video. It was there somewhere. Lots of brilliance. A little bit of brilliance. A little bit. Moderately awesome. And moderately awesome. And thank you so much for the 200 bits, MPT3K. Much appreciated. Helping me with those credits. Stream credits. We were actually talking about that earlier. He had to be there. I'm sure these guys went, oh, credit what? Least EOs for the 12K. Least EOs for the 12K machine. I have not. I wish I could buy people that I know 12K machines. I can't afford one for myself. Maybe once JP sells, I can get up a little slightly more. I can upgrade from a Pro to a Premium or something. I just got Mr. Freeze doing 3x playfield on Batman and then started on multi-ball. Nice. Nice. Eternity 3x playfield. The only bummer is when you get into bat turn and it never goes away. So you've got all the stuff lit. Oh! Well, that was fun. I like that. That was a nice les. Yeah, bat turn is insane. It wouldn't be so bad if the color wasn't so close to Catwoman's ramp. So it's like, at least with my eyeballs, I'm like, is that bat turn or Catwoman or both? I can't tell.
So you think you're brave? Let's find
Oh, we got run ball one. Oh, we'll start a bat.
New track.
No, bat turn. Yeah.
How about some Cobras?
And it just runs to own. Hey, there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with to own pinball.
New news.
I'd probably do it if I could.
In the city.
Dang it, it's Cobras again! Hate this mode. I'm sure they hate me too. I like seeing the boot when I do dead bounces.
Epic pops.
It makes them more fun. For me, I don't know for all of you. Okay, apparently I get the one shot on Cobras, which is going to reactivate in like 5 seconds, I'm sure.
The pit stop is ready.
Alright. Backhand? Nope. Ready? Backhand. Nope.
One got away.
And backhand. There it is. We got it finally. Pick the one we just lost. Started Mini Wizard, Batusi, Inside, Villain. It's got a couple days ago, my favorite. Yeah, but you get like, you know, 80 billion points on Batman 66 and make it look like, you know, when I got to like 600 billion and I was ecstatic. I didn't think I ever hit the Billionaires Club on Batman 66. Maybe once. I don't know. It's been a while since I've had the machine. That's not the way we like to finish the modes, but sometimes that's all we get. It sort of feels like it's cheating, but I almost want to like just time out the modes. Like, nope, you can just run out of gas. I don't care. The bonuses aren't worth it. Just go away. I'll care when we get to Braven. Nope. Easy is the real pro here. Truer words were never spoken at BT3K. I almost forgot. I mean, it said in chat, so I guess we'll count that, but so I did totally forget. Also, Game Club Central, Joe Hill's now. Of course, the fantastic NBA2K and Easy Pinball all absolutely deserve your follow. They're all much better pinball players than I am, especially Easy Pinball and NBA3K. If nothing else, they're at least more entertaining than I am. Please give them a follow if you're not following them already. Of course, everybody's here from the Joe Hills raid. I would expect you're already following Joe Hills. Obviously, was not talking to you in that particular case. But everyone else in the list, it of course absolutely applies, assuming you have not followed them already, just on your own travels or prior raids, or just being here and hearing me announce that in the past. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk, and now back to Pinball.
Go for turbo boost.
If you can't go central, that's why you gotta get the sub? That's why you gotta get the sub, because then you could do Pat.
Nice pass. Moved up another position.
And it looks way cooler, right? The comments streaming Batman 66 were saying that I had it up easy and had rubber bands on the outlanes. That is my secret. Can you have one? Can you have one what? A Batman 66? Or rubber bands on the outlines? A Twinkie? I do not have any. It's unfortunately and a bat. A Twinkie and a Batman. I could probably... I don't think I have a Twinkie. We may have like a mini Cliff Bar that I could offer you instead. As far as Batman 66, no, I sold it probably 2 to 3 years ago. Get the jewels. Okay, Cliff Bar.
Responsible.
Ooh, that's great.
Your engine.
Again, I'm trying to build the clip library, and that made me think about a clip that we could do. Get two? Nope. Good night, everybody. There it is. What it is. Hostess Twinkie or chocolate cupcake. Did they have a different name? Wasn't it like... No, it's not Ding Dongs, because those are like the log-looking ones, right? The cupcakes with the little swirly thing, they had a different name. I can't remember what they are. Oh, thank you. Thank you. No, the Ho's are the log ones, right? Or is that the round ones?
Let's do this.
Yeah, yes. Rolled log. The rolled logs are the Ho-Hos, right? Or it's like the rolled up and the whole thing's like dipped in chocolate. And it's got the vanilla, it's like the chocolate vanilla rolled up. Okay. Hi, Captain. Hey, what? Dad joke. What follows two eyes, Camp Club Central? Don't make chocodiles anymore. I'm not sure if it'll tell me now. Well, you can, of course. You can, of course. I know yours is a redeem, but here...
Did you hear about the new restaurant called Karma? You get what you deserve.
It's your turn.
A Trollbot will actually tell you some dad jokes. Chocodiles are bomb or cool because they sold them individually. I have no idea what a chocodile is. I'm gonna have to like Google. Oh, I'm gonna have to Google this now. Either I've had it and I have no idea what they are. Oh, it's a Twinkie dipped in chocolate. It's a chocolate coated Twinkie. Okay. That does sound fantastic. It does sound fantastically amazing. I am so not reading that on chat. A chocodile is a chocolate Twinkie. It's fudge covered also? Okay, that just went to 11. And chocolate cake inside. It looks like it's just like a regular Twinkie that's dipped in chocolate.
Let's play.
Oh, it is a chocolate Twinkie? Yeah, Chocodile Twinkies are confectioned created by the Hostess Brands company. It was known as Chocodiles prior to 2014. It's Chocodile Twinkies now. The package describes it as chocolate-coated sponge cake with creamy filling. The Chocodile is Twinkie-shaped and sold in packages of 2. So it looks like it is based on Wikipedia's picture. It is a standard Twinkie yellow cake with chocolate, and I'm sure it is so good / bad. Kind of like gaming juice, especially Monkless Belgian Ale Curtain Closer. Even more so when it's in focus. Hot take: American chocolate is gross. It is definitely a different taste. The bitterness is a little bit weird, especially if you're used to European chocolate. It's more milk than chocolate. It's more that it's actually regular dairy milk as opposed to condensed or powdered when we're doing it here. There's a show on the History Channel.
Your turn.
It was something like the food that behind America or something like that, and it actually talked about a lot of the stuff, and it covered Hershey, the food that made us. Thank you. Yes, that is an absolutely amazing series. If you're interested in that kind of history type stuff, it's really great. They actually talk about a lot of that stuff and how Hershey got started, totally changed the direction of how chocolate was made here in America. Spoiled milk flavor to their chocolate. It's not spoiled milk, it's because it's slightly burnt. It was kind of off when they started. When the process got better, people were used to the taste. Well, they actually talk about it, and I think it's the way that they developed it. They said, no, it's no good because it's actually a little bit sour in it. And they went, no, it's good. I like it. Let's keep it. And granted, you know, it's all Hollywoodized and that kind of stuff. But, you know, it's history, so it is fairly accurate. But it's an absolutely entertaining show. If you haven't seen it, you know, The Food That Made Us on History Channel. It was a fantastic... I haven't finished the series yet, but it talks about a lot of stuff like frozen food and breakfast cereals and candy bars and all kinds of stuff, you know, drive-thrus and pizza, like Pizza Hut and Domino's and all that kind of stuff, and how they got started. That how Pizza Hut and Domino's kind of shaped what we as Americans consider pizza. So you get somebody from, you know, that's straight from Italy, they try our pizza and they go, the heck is this?
Dude, time to be epic.
Yeah, but a great series. I love the heck out of it. I miss dine-in Pizza Hut. Yeah, right? Mr. Rumlin. What I miss is the dine-in round table. Like round table pizza. But back when it still had like the medieval tavern look. So they had like on the walls, they had looked like the giant oak barrels with like all the woodlap stuff. So it felt like you were at round table there. So I mean, they still are. I mean, they're ridiculously. I mean, I don't know if they went under or not, but they were ridiculously overpriced now. It's still the best pizza sauce that I've had from any sort of chain pizza restaurant. Yeah, chocolate donuts is different here in Australia. Yeah. They're both good. The chocolate is much better. Yeah.
Turbo boost ready.
Well, it's changed actually here in the U.S. As far as Domino's goes, especially with their sauce. Although to be honest, it still tastes kind of ketchupy to me. I agreed at least till I moved to Ohio and went to New York. Yeah, I mean, if you're in New York, either that or if you go to Chicago and you go for the deep dish, like, you know, Lou Malnati's, like, deep dish. Oh. Yeah, I ended up going out to Illinois for a job at one point, and for a job at the job. Yeah, it just, yeah, mind-blowing experience having Lou Malnati's deep dish pizza. They're in the restaurant, so it's not like the freeze-dried one they ship out to you. And I'm sorry, I didn't mean to make you hungry. Our local chocolate angered our extreme right-wing groups here by labeling the flavors in... What? I think we missed a couple letters there, or I'm just really old, didn't catch that. To Rio? Okay. It's streamer brain. I'm not. It's somewhere up here.
Diabolical destruction grips Hot Wheels City in terror. Who
Should
is
stand 14.
responsible?
Native language. Oh.
I'll tell you who's responsible.
Then yeah, I think that is hilarious, and I think it's that people get butthurt about it. That's kind of like here in the U.S. Well, no, I won't get into it. I won't get into it. I'm not going to get into political stuff. It's against the rules. Yeah, I'm the streamer, but, you know, I should still... 52. American Domino's and Australian Domino's are actually different companies from what I've heard from those Domino's. I thought the U.S. were part of this. Australian Domino's? Interesting. I did not know that. Of course, usually when I'm traveling, and I'm looking for a place to eat, especially if I'm outside the country, I got like, yeah, let's go to Domino's. I mean, I'll be honest. I went to McDonald's in Canada and tried one of the breakfast sandwiches, and it tastes totally different. Not like in a bad way. I mean, maybe a little bit because it was different than what I'm used to. But it just the whole like because I normally do like a sausage egg and muffin type thing. It was totally different. I was like, this does not taste like a sausage egg McMuffin that I'm used to at all, and I could not figure out why. I still have not figured out why. I'm guessing it might be something with the patty itself, the way it was prepared or cooked, or different regulations and different constraints. You know, Canada actually makes quality more of a requirement factor than we do here in the U.S. You know, that kind of stuff's interesting. Little MAGAs, yeah.
Track added.
But for the most part, if I'm traveling in a different country, it's like, I want to eat American food in a different country.
Epic feature ready.
You know, and it's hard for me to say this, but because I'm trying not to be offensive with this. But I've traveled, again to the Midwest,
That new track is looking good.
and it's like, well, what do you recommend? Because I don't know the area at all. I don't. I could Google, like, bring up Google Maps and see what sort of restaurants are. I'm like, hey, what do you recommend for whatever? And they go, oh, we got a really good, like Mexican, themed restaurant in blah blah blah. And I'm like in Ohio, and I'm going, no, you don't. I was like, no, it's really good. No, it isn't. What are they talking about? I'm originally from California. No, it isn't. And MBT3K might, if they're still in here, might know what I'm talking about. It's like, it's okay, it kind of passes for it, but I wouldn't qualify it as good. My level of good is like up here, because it's very much authentic. We'll leave it at that. And theirs is like, and then you got like, Taco Bell. Just barely on camera kind of thing. Yeah, see, everything's good, and it's not a dig or anything like that, but it's like it's really good. No, it isn't. Just no. That's like California saying you get cold. I'm like, no, it's not snowing where you're at in the wintertime. It's not cold where you are. It's California cold. 50 degrees is not cold. Anybody from Wisconsin's going 50 degrees, that's shorts weather. And everybody outside of the U.S. is going 50 degrees, holy cow, we die.
Just a pit stop. Keep going.
Turbo boost ready.
Jackpot!
Yeah, man. Double pepperoni.
Yeah, I was like that meme picture where it's got what's the F in Celsius? 50 degrees is downright chilly. No, it isn't. No, it isn't. What is 50 degrees in Celsius? That's probably closer to like I don't know, maybe. If I had to just guess, somewhere between 10 to 15 degrees Celsius. Because I think 20 degrees Celsius is about 70-ish or so. 10 degrees Celsius. Okay, it's 10. Yeah, that wasn't far off. Yeah, I would call that cold. It's not that cold. It's not that cold. It gets down to somewhere between 20 degrees Fahrenheit here in Central Oregon because we're at 3,500 feet. And all these, fun, US, what is it? US It's not imperial anymore because it's not imperial. We changed it. It's like US centric something, whatever. If you have to put on warm clothes and it's cold, you have to put on long pants. I wouldn't say it's necessarily warm clothes, but you'd have to wear long pants. You're past shorts weather, but it's not like you're busting out with thermals and the big snow jacket and that kind of stuff. 10 is like the maximum on a winter day here. Well, yeah, I mean, and it gets down to 20, which, let's see. Yeah, which is negative, almost -7 Celsius, to put it. That's usual winter cold here where I'm at. 10 to 0 is cold. Anything below moves past cold to freezing. Well, yeah, I mean that's the point, right? Anything below 0 is freezing. 0 is freezing point of water, at least in Celsius terms. But anyways, where I was going with this is I like the meme where it says, it's an 80-degree day in California or in California, and it's got people are sitting around and a little picnic and things stuff, and 80 degrees in the rest of the world, and it's got like the scene from Terminator where everybody's on fire and melting, and because I'm like, that's accurate. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. And my brain is I try to grasp metric because again, got folks here from all over the world, which is fantastic. It's absolutely amazing. We have like pinball drawing people together from all over the world. It's so great. I still get a kick out of that. Um, so I try to think metrically minded in a lot of cases, just so I can say from one to the other. I'll stick to my hot temps and stupidly high humidity. Yeah, I'm not good with the humidity. It does not get that humid on here. It does get hot. We do routinely get in what would be considered the 30 to 35 degrees Celsius range. It's usually for a fairly short period of time in the summer, but we will hit roughly around that point. Hardest thing about building a cab so far is all the pinball stuff is standardized in Imperial. Okay, I gotta look at the name. It's not Imperial. It's a different name, and it's only a problem for you because all your stuff's not already in Imperial. But now you know how we feel when we come across metric bolts instead of all our stuff. It's like, damn it, I gotta bust out the metric set. Um, what's it called? What is it called? Bu- 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 United States Customary Units. That's what it is. Because it's not. It's based off of Imperial, but it's not actually Imperial. It's a U.S. Customary Measurement System. That is the official term for what it is. It was something I read and learned yesterday. Thank you for switching sides. It does feel weird being here at the bottom. We're going to go back up top. Um, or you could fine, it's fine. Just put me back on the bottom. I put whatever. Hardest thing about me. Okay, we read that. Temperature scales is annoying for us metric people. It's the fractions and stupid ratio stuff like 12 inches in a foot. Yeah, nobody asked me. I mean, I have no idea how big 37/26 of an inch is. Well, it's better for us because it's like, okay, I don't have an 11 millimeter wrench. So do I go with like the 5/16 that's like a little too small and just try and force it a bit? I mean, Ganco Sentry on the remote, could you just check under your seat? Because I think you're sitting on the remote. Decimalize all the things, power of 10 all day. Which, I mean, once you get used to it, it's fine. I mean, I've been living with it for my entire life, but it is kind of weird because you have fractions of an inch, so it's usually eighths and sixteenths of an inch. There's 12 inches in a foot, but then there's 3 feet in a yard, which is the closest thing we have to a meter. Just have both imperial metric tools. That's what we have here. I do too, except I use the metric stuff so infrequently, I can't find it half the time. It was Devin. Um, 37/26% sure. Yeah. Somebody doesn't know how fractions work. Gonna have to call for it tonight. Thanks for the help today, bro. You are absolutely welcome, MBT3K. Anytime. I do mean it. Just ping me on Discord. You got my cell phone number. I'm happy to help you anytime. You know that. Hopefully everything goes smooth. I mean, you're practically there. It's just the kind of the grunt busy work for the little bit, and then you should be good. Well, fighting was different. Well, yeah. I mean that's the thing. It's just trying to. Hey, look, there's a custom screen. Yeah, see, you can do the custom screen. I need to update it because that's really old though. Don't call IT Manu and certainly do not take the red balloon. No, do not take the red balloon. But yeah, good to see you. Glad I got to cut your stream earlier. It was an off week. I normally have a one-on-one with one of my team members that overlaps with that. So I'm going to ignore Marty. Poor Marty. Let's see. All right. Well, Game Club Central. I'll play one more game, but consider this your 5-minute warning because you asked for one. We'll do one more game. Hopefully, it'll be a little bit longer than 5 minutes. Take it outside. Huh?
Your 5 minutes, like I'll be ready in 5 minutes?
No, my 5 minutes are more like actual 5 minutes. Not like I have 5 minutes left in the show and it's more like 20. Because you don't know how the little bar works at the bottom where it says minus 20. It's not minus 20. I'm getting really nasty looks from.
Ever.
I do have the nicest wife ever.
Well, that's the subpar police work I'm known for. Don't worry, Sheriff.
I'm going to not stream. You can add someone if you want. Okay, all right, okay. Well, fine. I'm not going to rate you that. How do you like that? Huh? If you're not going to stream, I'm not going to rate you. Homegrown B-Dub, TPN, or Frisco Live won't be actually. She's nice. She's absolutely amazing. I have a very awesome wife. Fine, fine. If you're not streaming, I'm not going to read. Take my ball and go home. No, I will not be rating TPN. That's a non-option. But we will see who else we can rate here. Oh, somebody needed something. I wasn't looking. It's... Game Club Central throwing pennies. Thank you so much. I still love you. I love you too. And Walk, thank you for the follow. This is my favorite one. Yeesh. You typed it. It's almost as bad as Multiplier. Lowies me. Bit late, but I got there. Hey, you know what, Walk? It's all good. It's all good. I appreciate the follow. I appreciate all hanging out, watching. I don't appreciate the outline drains, the cheap ones. Yeah, I love the drill. I know that's my favorite of the three that I think. As much as I love the MXC one, the tier was priceless. I don't know about priceless, but it was entertaining. You can't. It's clipped out. The beer is drunk on like eating. It's like fermented berries or some sort of berries or something, and it's clipped out of the scene of what you can see from the entire thing.
Time to be epic.
But, well, okay, I'm so busy talking, it's like I'm straightening out. You can't see it, but its tongue is hanging out as it's walking. It's like half like, because it's drunk. I mean, the deer's walking around like it's drunk, because it's eating like fermented berries or something like that. And it's walking around and its tongue's like hanging out. It's like, ugh, ugh, with the tongue and just kind of staggering, and then just walks over the slide. Yeah. I'm sure the deer was fine, so, please don't like, get angry and eat it there. I'm sure the deer was okay. It's all nature stuff. There were no deer harmed or animals harmed in the filming of this episode. Okay, we'll take a battle letter. Okay, why am I aiming for that shot? I don't need that one. Reminds me the crop circles are happening in Australia. Turns out the roos are eating the poppies. Puppies, puppies, puppies. Does anybody know what that's from? That's basically kangaroos just run in the circle because they're, you know, woo! I could totally see that. All right, well, hey, you know what? That was actually a 5-minute game. It was a completely terrible 5-minute game, but that's usually what a 5-minute game is on this machine. All right, folks, it's that time. As much as I would love to keep hanging out and playing, you know, more pinball, I do gotta start winding down for the night because I have to work tomorrow. But it's 3-day weekend. It's 3-day weekend, so maybe Sunday when we're streaming again this Sunday, might be able to go a little longer. Mission success. Yes, it was a successful stream. I think we had a max of 2 hero cars tonight, which is not great, but like I said, I played pinball in a week and a half, so have a good one. Thanks for having me. Thanks for having me, actually. Thanks for taking the time to watch me hang out. And that goes for everybody here in chat or has already left for the night because they also had to call it a night. I greatly appreciate everybody being here. May I give the link out for my contest flip VPN cabinet? Yes, you may absolutely give out the link to your contest flip for VPN cabinets. Although it's kind of weird because you put my name on it, so I'm assuming it's coming to me. Anyways, go check out Game Club Central. Marty's doing a giveaway. You only have to pay shipping, which is a fantastic deal for a flat pack cabinet. I mean, that's a stupidly good deal for what they normally cost. It's got to be, what, $50, $100 tops, something? Stupidly good deal. Great opportunity. Give Game Club Central a follow. Joe Hills, MB23K, Izzy Pinball, Elagos too, if you're still in here. Follow Elagos. I know Elagos streams on occasion. I'll absolutely, we're following. Depends on when and location. Yeah, of course. If they're out in who knows where, then it's going to be more expensive. Well, probably here in the U.S. it's probably not too bad. I'm going to pay shipping from U.S. Yeah, and that's fair. Either way, you'd have to pay shipping if you were just buying one. So it's shipping plus the cost or just shipping, and it's still a good deal. But anyways, check out the link. Amazing giveaway. I should probably join that at some point. Although I'm kind of more interested in a stubby as opposed to full cabinet, so I kind of feel bad about joining and doing that. Also, Disc Golf Worlds is happening. Check it out on... I have no idea what that is. I mean, I know what disc golf is. Three days left. Okay, so apparently I'll have to move quickly if you're going to join. Enter a flip straight. I know, but it's like I'm not planning on using it because I want like the stubby because I want to use it for VR and like PC controls, not for like a full blown monitor stuff. So I have physical machines. Jonas Pro, it's on the YouTube. Okay, fair enough. And it's not that I'm not interested and I don't think it's cool. I mean, I think it's an amazing opportunity. I just think it would be wasted on me because it's not. I've got the physical machines, so I don't have the room for the virtual cabinet. I mean, maybe if I got rid of the main cabinet. But I could put it. I guess I could. I don't know. I'll think about it. But I got to think fast because apparently it's only 3 days. Anyway, switch back to full chat. Thanks again everybody for being here. Like I was saying, I greatly appreciate it because it is always more fun to play pinball with friends, and I really appreciate all the friends being here in chat today. So we'll be back on Sunday. I don't know with what. Maybe with Mando because it's very likely going to be leaving soon. Thank you for an excellent stream as always. Moderately awesome. But we'll accept excellent, but it's usually we go with moderately awesome because that's what we aim for. We may stream Mando on Sunday. It might be Godzilla just because Mando doesn't get a lot of watches on YouTube, so I feel kind of like I'm streaming to nobody. But we'll figure it out. Or maybe we'll stay on Hot Wheels because the equipment's already here. Oh, we'll figure it out. But in any event, we'll be back on Sunday, same 7 p.m. U.S. Pacific start time. Hopefully, give or take a minute or two. Blister is awesome. Follow now. Yes, that is a fantastic breaking news. I would absolutely appreciate the follow. And hit the little bell and make sure you get the notification. I try to be a little fun with the notifications that go out. Try to have fun with it. But in any event, thank you again. I appreciate everybody being here. Have a fantastic evening. Let's go raid. Who are we going to go raid? Let's go raid a homegrown B-dub who is an animator for The Simpsons playing Simpsons Pinball Party, which is very much appropriate. So we'll go right over there. Thank you again, everybody. Have a great evening. And I hope to see all of you next live stream. Good night.